But every now and then it's good to sort of sit back and to think back to who would be your Mount Rushmore of boxers past.
Well, my Mount Rushmore, and I'm kind of a history buff in a sense, because I don't like what has happened in the past in the fight game of those warriors that have been in the ring and have done what they know to do to be forgotten. And we can go all the way back and we could talk about the first heavyweight champ, which his name was John L. Sullivan. I mean, I'm talking back when it was bare knuckles and then they wrapped their hands and so on and so on. But when I look at my Mount Rushmore, and when I go back into history, I can start out with saying Jack Johnson. And the reason why I pointed Jack Johnson is because of what, back in that time period, what he had to go through, stepping through the ropes. Every time he stepped through the ropes, he was being bashed from name callers because he was black, and predominantly white fighters fought back in that time period because they didn't let black fighters fight against white fighters.
Right.
So anyway, when Jack Johnson eventually fought Jim Jeffries, which was then considered a fight of the century, and when Jack Johnson beat Jim Jeffries, there was lynchings, and I mean, it was just a bad time period back then.
Okay, but so who else is on that mountain?
So then I would look at Joe Louis, because Joe Louis did some great things in his career, and not to belabor on it, but the biggest thing for him was when he beat Max Schmeling, knocked him out, because back in that time period, Adolf Hitler was talking about the superior race and how Germans and whites were superior and so on and so on. And Joe Louis took him out. And then, I'm talking about fighters that ain't too many people of this boxing fan era even know about, unless they went on YouTube and searched it and looked it up.